It's not too often a watch brand takes a crack at a diver with a decompression scale. Mito recently had their reissue, which was very popular, and there's the odd one here and there, but they're not very common. Heron Watches out of Canada, though, have just released one in their Mariner line. I was already a huge fan of the Mariner, so I was really glad and excited to hear that this was coming, and also equally glad that they were willing to send one out for me to get a little wrist time with. So, really appreciate that. Thanks to them for lending this in. But let's get to it and check out the watch. All right. Now, one thing I love about a watch like this is it got me going down the rabbit hole of figuring out just how the watch works. And we'll get to that here soon. But other than the decompression scale, which to be fair, zero people will probably actually use, the watch itself is a well put together diver. Solid spec sheet, including a case and bracelet made with hardened steel, up to 1200 Vickers. Last time I had in one of their watches, they actually asked me to try to scratch it, which I did on one of the links, and even with quite a bit of force, it held up perfectly. That alone is a nice feature to have on a watch, and if you like this skin diver style, it's a great option. Maybe this decompression scale version isn't for you, but other than that, if you prefer a more cleaner style dial, they have some great options. And other than the dial, the rest of the watch is pretty well exactly the same. The dial is a sandwich style dial with cutouts for the decompression scale, giving some depth to the dial. As far as just time telling goes, it's not maybe quite as legible as the other Mariner models, but the inner black section of the dial shows you your hour markers with the Heron star logo up at the 12 and Heron printed right below that. Out at the edge of the dial is the minute track, and the minute and second hands reach right out to that. Good looking handset, pretty traditional style hands for a watch like this, and they're filled with old radium loom. The loom is quite good. Love a fully loomed bezel like this, but the loom on the hands is stronger than the rest. The markers are long lasting like the hands are, but not quite as strong. Still totally usable, but I like to have a little bit more of an even application. So, how does a decompression scale actually work? Well, up until a couple of days ago, I would have answered, I don't know. But after some time on Google, I do have an answer. The other thing I learned is don't use this. Dive computers are the way to go here. But in the 60s, when this was first used, it was the best option, I'm guessing. Two things with it. First of all, the colors have importance, and Heron has a cool graphic to show how it works. But as you go deeper, the water absorbs wavelengths of light, and the colors will fade away the deeper you go, giving you a visual indicator of your approximate depth. Now, as far as the decompression scale goes, this shows depths from 25 to 40 meters, each with their own color. So, for an example, at 25 meters, the pink section shows zeros all the way up to 34 minutes here on the scale. 25 meters or less, all the way up to 34 minutes, no decompression stops are necessary. Again, I'd 100% not rely on this and be using a dive computer, but on the flip side, at 40 meters, if we go at a deeper depth here, the last zero on the scale is at 10 minutes. At 15 minutes, it shows a 10. So your decompression stop on your ascent is 10 minutes. I'm not a diver, so my verbiage is probably not quite right here, but you get the idea. If you are down for 45 minutes at 40 meters, your stop would be 60 minutes. There's any divers watching, I'm curious if this is fairly accurate, but while researching this, a few people talked about how this is not overly safe. It's not a safe way to do it versus the more modern equipment, but let me know. Once you get the hang of it, it is actually quite easy to read. The case is a pretty traditional style skin diver case, almost fully brushed, other than some polish work along the top edges of the lugs. The signed screw down crown is protected by crown guards. The case back is also screw down and has this cool image of a sailor smoking his pipe. Lots of detail there on the case back. And under the hood is the Miyota 9039 movement. So 24 joule movement beating at 28,800 vibrations per hour with a power reserve of approximately 42 hours. Unscrew the crown here, and winding action of the movement is good. And the crown is the right size looks-wise and functionally to use. The bezel has a domed sapphire insert. It's a coin edge 120 click bezel, and this is how you want a bezel to feel. To sound and feel, at least for me. Plus, I like that vintagey look of the domed insert. It matches up well with the overall look of the watch. The bracelet is a flat link bracelet, quick release spring bars and screw links for sizing. Nice taper down to 16 millimeters at the clasp. The clasp itself is well made with an on-the-fly adjustment system. The watch is also available on a black Tropic rubber strap. It's a good quality strap and looks great on the watch. I'd probably go with the bracelet, which adds $60 to the price tag, but the strap is a good combination for it too. The size on the watch comes in at a case width of right at 40 millimeters. The lug to lug is 46.2 millimeters. Lug opening is 20 millimeters and the thickness is 12.8 millimeters, including the AR treated sapphire. Water resistance is 300 meters. And here it is on my 7¼ inch wrist. And this was really cool. It was fun to do a deep dive into how the decompression scale works. Hopefully I explained it okay, because it is a little bit tough to explain. It was kind of a surprise release for me from Heron, but a nice new addition to their lineup and a neat idea to do it in a sandwich dial too. Cost for the watch is $570 USD on rubber strap, $630 on bracelet. Link to where you can find these will be below. Appreciate you taking a few minutes to stop by, and we'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.